Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a little minute. It's been a long minute. It's been 3 months, like 3 months. I have been taking refuge on TikTok. But now y'all know all the TikTok refugees are running back to everywhere else. So I am on Fanbase as the Nora, but I'm also back here. So when we last met and talked, I was on an intermittent fasting journey, and I am actually still on an intermittent fasting journey. I never stopped. November and December were like extremely hard months for me, so I did not stay like on point, but I never stopped the intermittent fasting completely. I never stopped losing weight. I've lost an additional 10 pounds, but if I had like ramped it up like I was supposed to, I definitely would have been probably past my goal now. But I am still happy. I did set like New Year. I don't do resolutions. Y'all know we already talked about that in the previous video. I don't do resolutions. It's not a thing for me. But I do goals for the year. So I made sure to get back on like my strict intermittent fasting regimen as we begin the start of the year. So I am very happy about that, and everything is going good. The numbers are looking good. So hopefully I'll be able to come back to y'all with like at least a weekly or bi-weekly, I would say. Probably like a bi-weekly. I ain't even on. Let me get right, y'all. Probably like a bi-weekly basis, just with updates. So y'all know my birthday is next week, about a week away. So that was kind of like the main reason I was kind of ramping up, like wanting to like set for my birthday date to like have 50 pounds lost by my birthday. So I think I'm gonna be like somewhere at the like 35, maybe just under 40-pound mark. So hey, considering how hard my November, December was, I'm not mad about that whatsoever. But I am back here, so I was not like a TikToker at all. I did not do TikTok. I probably posted like 3 videos on TikTok in the last 4 years prior to October that just passed. So I've been kind of like heavily on there since then, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the community, all those different things. So kind of sad for little changes we're going through here in the US with TikTok. We don't know, I guess, the finalization of everything that's going to happen, but it is what it is, and it's life. And I don't know, I think it kind of brought out to a lot of people that they were really like overly overly consumed with social media, because a lot of people like having complete breakdowns like, nah, if that's your financial thing, if that's what you do to make money, like you're like a full-time content creator, then that's understandable. But just like for regular schmegular people, like we shouldn't be having a whole mental breakdown because the website shut down or something. But anyway, to each their own. So I can't really just speak for every person. Y'all know me, I try to definitely be understanding of other people's viewpoints, other people's situations, other people's circumstances, all that different stuff. So but I got like a couple more like advancements I wanted to do with the intermittent fasting. Still doing intermittent fasting according to my cycle, which kind of helps to balance out so your body is not fighting you and you're not fighting your body at times of the month when your body is like, hey, I need to chill, or hey, I'm good, let's go. You can flow with your body instead of you fighting against your body and just kind of like pushing the weight loss, because sometimes they can cause so many more problems. And the more I research it and the more I look into it, the more I am learning about it. So I'm happy about that. I really am. I was trying to do whole foods. The program that I was going by and kind of like streamlining by was based on like keto. I did keto probably like several years ago. I'm not interested in keto. So I'm not interested in keto. I think it's decent, but I'm just not interested in it at all. So I was doing whole foods, which was working out good for me until I dropped the ball. But like I said, new year, I am definitely kind of back on point. The processed foods that I did have in the house, just dwindling all that stuff down to nothing. I ain't throwing it away now. We ain't even finna start lying, but just trying to get rid of everything that I got just through consumption or whatever. And as I buy groceries new, every week or every other week, then I'm not rebuying those things. So that's the plan. Y'all know I'm always like, I'm always about sustainable changes. Like I'm not like really about to do something that I just can't sustain. Like even with me going to have weight loss surgery, I think it's what we on 5, almost 6 years ago now. But it's just like it's something that you can sustain after. It's something that requires, attention to, but still I don't eat like a regular person. It's just not something that I do. It's something that was sustainable for me, and I'm very glad that I did it at the time that I did it. If I had found out about intermittent fasting before I had the weight loss surgery, I probably would recommend that. And to anybody who is thinking about it, I would definitely suggest intermittent fasting. And definitely, if you are a woman who has a regular menstrual cycle, I would definitely look into the Fast Like a Girl program or any other research, because the more I looked, the more I found like it was not a new phenomenon. People and doctors studying about fasting and how it changes according to your menstrual cycle. So it goes way back, like over a decade. Just if people have been studying the fast and stuff and different things. But the more I learn, the more I get into it, the more I get excited, the more I get really excited. So still doing whole foods, trying to do more and more whole foods. Yeah, I've never been a person that's like super restrictive. I told y'all I had the like sugar craving bonanza after I had my child, and it was just so weird because I gained no weight during the pregnancy, but then after the pregnancy and the sugar cravings and the hormone crazy stuff went on, I just started being like a sugar fiend, and I had not experienced that since prior to me having weight loss surgery in 2018. So it was like just like a whole new world. Just kind of the gaining weight was just it was a lot for me, but I am definitely, I'll have, like, if I'm going out to eat, I'm still gonna have a dessert. If I am have something in the house, like, my kid eats cookies, a little bit, not a lot, we don't do a lot, but something like that, I may eat a little bit of that. But I'm trying my best not to like just go and buy all the bad stuff and kind of replace it with things that are good for me, such as almonds, cashews, different types of nuts and seeds. I'm even trying, oh god, no, I don't think that's sweet base, but definitely like my yogurts, different things like that. So just kind of sticking to mostly the sweet stuff that is good for me. But I'm not going to just like, oh, I will never, if I go to dinner, I am never having a piece of pie. Like, I'm not gonna say that because it's stupid. I really feel like that's really crazy. Like, unless you have something was like, your doctor was like, if you eat a piece of pie, you're gonna die tomorrow. Don't even tell yourself silly stuff like that, because you're not going to be able to fulfill it, and it's just more frustration. And then as I'm looking into things, I'm learning more and more about that, of like how we have yo-yo dieted over the years, because like I think I've tried everything, and I used to tell people all the time, if you want to know how to lose weight, talk to a person who is overweight. A lot of times we don't have the coping mechanisms to stay with the weight loss plan. A lot of times, a lot of weight gain is associated to trauma. A lot of our eating patterns are associated with trauma. And if we haven't kind of really got in and been able to do the work on those things, it's a very, 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 very vicious cycle with the yo-yo dieting. But I've tried like almost everything over the years. I'm 40, finna be 42 in a week. So I've tried so many things, Atkins, and even weight loss surgery, just every little different fad that kind of went through. I probably tried it in some way, restricting your calories. Like, me and my friend way back in the day, we was young, we was like 17, 18. We used to go walking, we would be putting like trash bags around us so we could like sweat more profusely while we were working out, and just taking diet pills and different things like that, like at 17. And so it's just been like a long journey. But I think the things sometimes, but it's harder to do the things if there's some other things going on in the background for you, that the work has not been done on that. And I feel like I'm just learning more and more about how all the different small things that we do, like me when I was going through the period of like not drinking enough water, throwing just even something small, like you think about, like you think 2 Hershey's Kisses, you don't really think anything bad like that, right? Nobody's thinking anything bad about 2 Hershey's Kisses. But just recently I just been learning, when you eat those 2 Hershey's Kisses can make a big difference. If you eat those 2 Hershey's Kisses in the middle or balance with like a really good balanced plate of food, it's probably not gonna have a big effect on you. But if you just like going through your day, you know, you're stressed, you ain't had no food, you ain't ate right, you ain't done nothing else, and you just like, oh, I see the Hershey's Kisses. This is causing your blood sugar to spike, and it's a whole list of things that go along with that that is not what we want. Is directly adverse to what we want to happen, which is losing weight, having a high metabolism, having high energy, our body processing fullness and hunger correctly. So those little things that would never have been thought about until I got into all this and started researching it. It's definitely been really eye-opening for me, and I'm so super thankful. Like, I don't know if I ever did that video or not. I'm gonna go look when I get a chance, but I told you, like, I used to be in a very lived a very religious lifestyle for about a decade. So fasting was heavily a part of that. Heavily. And after I came out of that, we fasted all the time, y'all. I'm not lying to you. I've done some extremely extensive fasts. And when I say extensive, I mean water. When I say extensive, I mean crackers and water. And I'm not talking about no 2 or 3 days. I'm talking about weeks. So after that and me coming out of that, every time I heard something about intermittent fasting, I'm super good, okay? I'm super good. I did not want to do it because it got to a point in, you know, as far as, you know, us as a people in the ministry particularly that I was in, it was just like, you felt forced, you know, like, and I would do things sometimes my heart wasn't in it, but I was doing it because everybody else, we were all doing it as a group, you know. So I was like, I just don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do anything that my heart is not in. I don't want to do anything that is not conducive to my mental health. I don't want to do anything that is not in alignment with who I am now. So every time I heard fasting, I just closed my ears and just went on with my life. But I'm thankful for giving it another shot and another look. I told y'all I was planning to I had actually scheduled 3 times. I had scheduled for bariatric surgery revision. Every time something would come up, and then I just happened to be on Facebook listening, and I ran across this beautiful young lady. I had never seen her a day in my life on YouTube. Later found out she was a YouTube OG, YouTube royalty. But she just was going through like some different changes in her life, some different dietary changes that she had been doing, and how she had lost a good bit of weight. And she mentioned the Fast Like a Girl program, which brings out the fasting according to your menstrual cycle. And since then, I've been hooked. I am glad I stuck with it. I'm glad that I didn't do the bariatric revision just because I have a small child now. I would never talk anybody against it because everybody's life and circumstances is vastly different. We have to keep that in mind. And weight loss surgery is sometimes that bump that you need when like you can't do nothing else. And I was having severe back pain that I had never had in my life before I had weight loss surgery, and it was hard for me to work out because I was having severe like shooting back pain. In a bad relationship, marriage, rather, and all the things that go along with that. So it's hard to stay focused on diets and things like that, you know, when you're in like survival mode and you're in a bad situation. So I don't talk down on anything anybody else does, but for me and where I was in my life at that time and coming off of and still kind of in postpartum, it was just the perfect thing for me at the perfect time. So I'm going to be coming back to y'all. It's not just going to be weight loss. It's going to be kind of a variation of things because as I got on TikTok, like the atmosphere is so totally different on there than it is from here, than it is from Instagram, than it is from Facebook. And it was just like more of kind of like a free type of energy. And I think YouTube is coming back to that. There was some things I was hearing more over the time when I would pop in on YouTube that, you know, people are getting more back into like I am right now. Like I have on a bun, and I've never come on YouTube with the bun on, you know, but people are getting more into just being and coming to you as themselves with genuinely what's going on in their heart and mind. And I think sometimes we touch people more when we do that versus everything being perfectly planned, plotted. I have an outline. I have my perfect outfit. My hair is perfect. Everything's perfect. My makeup's on. My jewelry's on. So like people, they say real recognize real, and people can feel when you are genuine regardless to what you have on and how you present yourself and all those different things. And we can overthink that a lot. So I'm here. I'm gonna share on other sites I'm going to be sharing here too. Probably be doing shorts because CapCut is life. So CapCut really is life. But any questions, any concerns, anything you want to know about the intermittent fasting? I know I'm always talking about authenticity, being yourself, not letting nobody else control your life because you got one life to live. And all you should be worried about is you and the people that you are directly responsible for. Everything else, people are going to think what they may, but you have to, at the end of the day, do what is best for you and yours. And that may be vastly different from what's best for the person that lives next door to you, you know? But you have to stay true to that, and you have to do that. It's going to lift so much off of your heart, so much off of your mind, and that's just where I am. I will be seeing y'all more often. I'll just be cross posting all my stuff, and if y'all have any specific questions, definitely drop them down below. Fanbase d.amanda.nora. I don't know if I'm getting back on Instagram or not. I'm very much thinking and not sure about it. But I will be here. I know I will be on Fanbase, and if TikTok stays, I will still be on TikTok, the.amanda.nora. So come see me over there. It's nighttime. I am looking a hot mess. But guess what? It's alright. We're gonna be okay. Real recognize real, hearts touch hearts. So that's what we're here for. And have a good night, evening, morning, wherever it is you are in the world.